Going into play Wednesday, the Pirates had a 677 OPS against left-handed starters. That was the fourth worst in baseball. Well, their fifth straight loss to a lefty is only going to drop that figure. Now they're in a spot where they could have had a real good hold on this wild card. Now they're 2 games behind. Good morning and welcome to Offbeat here on North Shore 9 presented by FanDuel. My name is Alex Stumpf and this is a daily look at your Pittsburgh Pirates who just had no answer for Rodriguez. Diamondback Southpaw just came in, 8 scoreless, took control of the game. There really weren't a whole lot of times where it's like, hey, the offense has something cooking. Let's see what they can do. And yeah, this was a very frustrating 24 hours. Because either they could have come back on Tuesday, pulled off that incredible comeback, or just have the hitters show up on Wednesday. If they would have won one of these games, they would have the season tiebreaker over the Diamondbacks. They'd be in a postseason spot. Now it's 3-3 against the Diamondbacks, where you look at the divisional record, that will probably go to the Diamondbacks at the end of the year. They have done better in the NL West than the Pirates have done in the NL Central. Pirates are 2 games behind. And this is, I get it's just July 29th, but this is the first homestand, really, where it feels like there are some pretty serious repercussions for going 2-4. And they were close. There were games in extra innings. There were games where they had an opportunity late. There really wasn't like this, blowing a 5-0 lead type deal. This was playing hard and just falling just short. And whenever you look at it, the lefties controlled them this series. It happened in the Cubs series, happened here against Arizona. A 677 OPS against left-handed starters. This is a lineup that has been drastically overhauled, has gotten a lot better. The performance has been a lot better. But we've talked about how it's Ryan O'Hearn and Brandon Lau, who are a big part of that charge to get better. Neither one has done real well against left-handed pitching. You look at, they get Marcell Ozuna. There's the veteran. There's the veteran right-handed bat to counteract, going so left-handed. He hasn't hit. Esmeralda Valdez has had a really good year, but, he's streaky. He's a rookie. He's also just coming off of a real injury scare. Tough break there. Justinson Garcia was called up. You really have to imagine for this start, for this matchup, to get another right-handed bat in the mix instead of Tyler Callahan, and nothing gets going. He takes an offer. This game was a rough one because you're coming off of some of the mistakes of this homestand, and like we talked about yesterday, whenever you have a game where you had no business winning, you almost do. My mind goes to, you think of all the games you had no business losing that you ended up losing. And how it would be an easier pill to swallow if you just took care of business this homestand. This biggest homestand at PNC Park since 2018. There's a legitimate case to be made that Wednesday's game was the most important game the Pirates have played for their postseason chances since 2015. I'm not going to go through every 2016 game, every 2018 game, every 2024 game, but this was at least in the discussion for the most important game the Pirates have played in a decade. And they did not come through. It was another lefty shutting them down. And this has been a trend. Noah Hiles of the Post-Gazette wrote a column about how, keep it as Merlin Valdez off the injured list. That's really good, but, that's the only power bat they have against lefties. And maybe they have to acquire another bat. And I still firmly believe every resource needs to be poured into the bullpen. Needs to be poured into pitching. But in a perfect world, yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe you would be exploring that market a little more. But where they are right now and the work they need with the bullpen, I just can't go on a side quest right now. Need to focus on what the real issues are. So this right here, this performance against left-handers, it needs to be improved internally. Can invest prospects, can invest even more payroll. Your payroll that you dedicated to getting left-handed hitters is barely above the Mendoza line right now. That's Marcell Ozuna. And I have zero faith that he's going to turn into the Marcell Ozuna of old down the stretch. I think we have long passed, the point of him being, I don't even know if he's got to be a platoon. I never liked that signing. We dedicated a lot of episodes to him. I made him the picture for the video podcast here. I just don't think he's going to improve this lineup at all. I get that. So you have to look internally of where else could you get better against left-handed pitching. Justinson Garcia was called up. I guess. I would say that Oneil Cruz, him coming back would be big. He has a .500 slugging percentage against lefties this year. It's very clear that they're not going to trade him this deadline. But whenever there were those talks of like, oh, he's expendable. Look at the offense. They done so well without him. They don't need him. Yeah, this was a game where maybe you could have used him. I'd rather roll with 2026 Oneil Cruz against the lefty than Justinson Garcia in 2026 against the lefty. I'm always taking Cruz. I don't care what the matchup is. I'm always taking Cruz there. And I do appreciate, Lau, O'Hearn, Don Kelly rolled with his guys. They batted at the top of the order. They just couldn't get anything going. And for a team that this is a huge homestand, this was a huge series, this was a huge game, it's disappointing to see him shut down in such a predictable way. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
After the game, Jared Chirillo talked a little bit about the lefty struggles, and he brought up that Rodriguez just didn't go in the middle of the zone, and that lefties lately haven't with them. And in Wednesday's case, yeah, that was a very well pitched game. I should give flowers here. Not to just pile all on the offense. That was a very well pitched game from a guy who entered with a top 5 ERA in the National League. That is what your ace is supposed to do in a pivotal game. And like Jared Jones, he pitched a quality start. He's not the reason why they lost this game. But like just every once in a while, seeing an ace just take complete control of a ball game. That's what this was. Trilla was asked about how the Pirates have lost ground in the wild card race. And he responded, quote, "There's a lot of games left. Obviously, you want to win every game, but we have a big road trip coming up, and hopefully we can change the momentum there," end quote. And he's right. There is a lot of season left. There is a lot of season left. But whenever all is said and done, if the Pirates miss the postseason, these last 24 hours could be a reason why. And you could tell Don Kelly wanted this one. Pitching Karim Majinski, boy, that was an aggressive chase that I really didn't see. I really didn't see that coming, especially not knowing who is starting on Thursday at the time of the decision and knowing like, hey, this could be one of our big relievers. He could be a big part of that, but he wasn't used. I've talked about my issues with how Karim Majinski has been deployed this year. This is another example of it, but it's an important game, and Don Kelly went for it. Should he have gone for it? I don't know. Probably not. But he believed in the offense. And he said whenever he was getting warm, we still had 4 innings left, and it was a 3-0 game. Like, we got 4 shots. They just couldn't get anything going, and that is a huge issue with this team. A huge issue that I just can't dedicate resources, whether that's prospects, whether that's payroll, to significant additions right now. I think the offense needs to be more just dance with who brought you. And yeah, Horwitz will come up at some point, once he's activated off the injured list. Don't know when that's going to be. And even then, he doesn't have a great track record against lefties. Oneil Cruz, he's been cleared for all baseball activities. I imagine he's going to be starting a rehab assignment in the not-so-distant future. He's hit lefties this year. That's good, but he's just, a big bat in general. Connor Griffin, maybe we'll see him at some point in September, but that's kind of just the point in general. This team wanted to improve the lineup, and they did so with the mindset of we have to get more left-handed. And they did that. And right now they are really struggling against lefty starters. They didn't have a real plan in place. That's why they made that late run for Suarez. It's why they settled on just throwing a bunch of money, Derek Bell style, at Ozuna at the end of free agency. They have improved this offense greatly. It was all left-handed batters pretty much, though. And lefty starters have found a way to shut them down. They have to find a way to get better internally. Let's see how they do that. Or if they can even do that. Thank you so much for listening to Offbeat here on North Shore 9, presented by FanDuel. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe wherever you find podcasts, or check us out on YouTube if you want to see my smiling face. Hey, we only have one more podcast before the trade deadline, so keep following North Shore 9 for all your baseball needs, and we will talk again tomorrow.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.